Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So today I've got some video that you guys are absolutely going to want to see. This is of now ATF Director Steven Dettelbach admitting what we have been saying all along, that there is no such thing as a so-called assault weapon. Let's talk about it. Now, real quick, before we get started, I noticed that more than half the people that watch these videos are not actually subscribed. If you are into knowing what's going on with your rights, if you want Second Amendment content on a daily basis in the form of news and reviews, hit that like button, little bell notification to let you know when new videos come out, and that subscribe button. It's free, it only takes a second, but it helps me out quite a bit. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so earlier today I was reading an article, and that article sent me down a rabbit hole. And while I was going down that rabbit hole, I stumbled across a video between now ATF Director Steven Dettelbach and Senator Tom Cotton. And this is a video from Dettelbach's confirmation hearing. Now, I don't know how I missed this in the past, because when I heard it, it's definitely one of those moments that goes, no way he just said that on camera. So he basically made some pretty big admissions. Not only does he admit that there's no such thing, but he also admits that he doesn't even really know what they are. So let me go ahead and show you guys some clips of the footage that I'm talking about.
In your 2018 campaign for Attorney General, you called for a ban on so-called assault weapons. What is an assault weapon? Could you define it for me?
Senator, when I was a candidate for office, I did talk about restrictions on assault weapons. I did not define the term, and I haven't gone through the process of defining that term.
Is it because that there's really not a category of weapons known as assault weapons? I mean, there's rifles, there's shotguns, there's pistols. Can you go into a federally licensed firearm dealer and find a category of weapons labeled on the wall as assault weapons?
I don't believe that's a category of weapons that's labeled on the wall of retailers. It's not necessarily what retailers call it that would affect the decision of a legislative body, but no answer to your question.
So it's what politicians and lawyers in Washington call it.
So he admits right there is no category for these. There is no category on the wall. There's no category that you're going to find. There's nothing that you can pick from a lineup inside of a category that doesn't exist. They just don't exist, plain and simple. But then he inadvertently admits that really what it is it's Washington. It's people in charge. It's people who make law that make up these terms. And why do they make up those terms? Well, they make up those terms to affect policy. That's what those terms are there for. We all know that. We've been saying it since the very beginning, but now you have the now director of the ATF saying it out loud. Now, the takeaway from this might be a little bit obvious, and I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, but sometimes you just got to see some physical evidence of it, right? So we all know that these are made up terms that they use to try and change people's minds and try and sway public opinion and, try and use it to make it seem like it's something that it's not so that it can affect policy. We all already know that. So showing this video isn't saying hey, look, this is what it really is. We already know that. This is just proof that they know exactly what they're doing. It's proof that they know exactly what they're talking about. While just about everybody who gets in front of Congress to testify who's looking for a position like this will say that, oh, that's not up to me. It's up to Congress to come up with those definitions. It's up to Congress to write these laws. It's just simply my job to enforce them, right? And they seem so benign and everything's up to Congress. I'm just an extension of you, right? That's how they seem when they're testifying in front of Congress. But the second that they get their bureaucratic office, all of a sudden things change. All of a sudden they know the definition of that, they know the definition of this, and they know what they could take away from you and how it affects every single law since the country was first created. All of a sudden just poof, this wealth of knowledge just pops out of their brain and they know everything that they're talking about, but they're just totally clueless when they're in front of Congress. And so this is a demonstration of that. And that's why I wanted to show you guys the hypocrisy and it's just stunning how they seem ignorant one day and then the next day they know everything. So I wanted to show that to you guys. Very eye-opening. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.